GT Countdown. Top 10 Misleading Trailers.
There are men who flee destiny, only to have it swallow them whole.
Every trailer is inherently deceptive. It's the editor's job to make a game seem 10,000 times more exciting than it can ever and will ever be. Still, some trailers are sneakier than others. Sometimes it's a question of tone, when a trailer makes the game seem like it's going to be one kind of experience, when it's, in fact, the opposite. Other times, computer wizardry is used to make a game, most likely one announced at the dawn of a console generation, look prettier than technically possible. These are the 10 trailers that left us at the altar of lofty, guilt-ridden expectations.
This is gonna be a bloodbath.
Number 10. Gears of War. Mad World Cinematic.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out.
Love it or hate it, there are few trailers as memorable as the Mad World trailer for the first Gears of War. A juxtaposition of mournful contemplation set against the backdrop of destruction, there's a sense of significance in the cost of war, the toll it takes on a soldier, and the loss of peace. However, the somber mood that the trailer establishes in moments is never achieved in the game, which celebrates violence with curb stomps, enemies sawed in half, and an attitude more reminiscent of a sports bar at the height of a game.
Number 9. MOTORSTORM. E3 2005 trailer.
New hardware and new franchises are the height of any E3. When the first trailer for MOTORSTORM was revealed, there were real questions about the authenticity of the footage for months afterward. The camera angles and details suggested that this is what the PS3 would be capable of, but time ultimately proved that this first impression was all CG. Plus, delays kept new PS3 owners waiting to get a game that not only failed to deliver on graphical promises, but was anemic in features as well. The series tuned itself up in the long run, but will always be skeptical when first footage from a sequel is unveiled.
Number 8. Madden NFL 06. Debut trailer.
EA was so pumped about the next generation of Madden in 2005 that they broadcast the first look of Madden NFL 06 on ESPN during the first hour of the NFL Draft. Football and video game fans tuned in to see what this dominant sports franchise would look like in HD. But were only shown what Madden would look like if it were made into a CG movie, and not even a very good one at that. The video might have pumped some steam into the hype train, but it deflated many Maddenites' dreams when they saw the final product.
Madden NFL Next Gen.
Number 7. Call of Duty 3. E3 2006 trailer.
Following the success of Call of Duty 2's console presence, the series' third entry debuted with an announcement trailer showcasing gameplay from previous iterations and quoting various accolades of the franchise. After a quick fade to black, we were introduced to the Call of Duty 3 logo, followed by a first-person perspective of a battle between planes, tanks, and soldiers. Despite its too-good-to-be-true visuals and animation, because the scene was preluded by actual gameplay from past games and included mechanics such as aiming down iron sights and a quick-time event struggle with an enemy soldier, the pacing and perspective attempted to suggest otherwise.
Number 6. Halo 3. Believe.
Finish the fight. These words echoed through the minds of Halo fans and set the perfect premise for what we understood would be Master Chief's final act. The Halo 3 Believe commercials presented a large diorama, recreating a massive scale battle between humans and Covenant. The ominous piano track, soldiers' expressions of dread and hopelessness, and seeing a defeated Master Chief held up by a brute at the center of the chaos had us sweltering with anticipation to experience this climactic finale ourselves. To discover that this battle wasn't only absent from the game, but never truly occurred in the Halo universe, and the diorama merely represents Master Chief's sacrifice in the war between humans and Covenant, it's hard not to call foul.
Number 5. KILLZONE 2. E3 2005 trailer.
Just like MOTORSTORM, KILLZONE 2 premiered via pre-rendered shenanigans during Sony's press conference at E3 2005. While there are only a few cockpit shots in the MOTORSTORM trailer, KILLZONE deliberately stays in first person to create the illusion that someone is actually playing the game. After cryptic statements made by VPs Jack Tretton and Phil Harrison, no one was sure what to believe. The truth? The video, once turned down by legendary trailer wizards Blur, was created by a CG studio in Scotland from assets created by Guerrilla Games for KILLZONE on the PS2. When the trailer was shown, the company was just discovering the next KILLZONE would be on the PS3, so the developers were as shocked as the rest of us.
Number 4. Final Fantasy XIII E3 2006 trailer.
Now, we have to be entirely fair on this one. Yes, Final Fantasy XIII did end up looking fairly close to what the trailer visually promised. And yes, there even was a hint of the linear level paths for eagle-eyed observers too. But the one thing we just can't get over is the trailer's blatant misrepresentation of the game's combat, which spun a fanciful image of lightning vaulting from foe to foe, bouncing enemies off ceilings, and even stopping time for some slow-mo beatdowns. We would forgive Square Enix for being overly ambitious, but the fact that the very same footage ended up as a cutscene in the final game, in direct contrast to the trailer that sold it as actual gameplay with a HUD and real-time damage indicators, makes it all the more shameful.
Number 3. Dead Island cinematic trailer.
Poignant was the heavy word being thrown around to describe the incredibly affecting debut trailer for Dead Island. The heartbreaking narrative plays in reverse, with a weeping violin and mournful piano eulogizing a family's desperate struggle to avoid the tragic outcome made clear to the viewer in the trailer's first moments. In the actual game, characters are walking stereotypes, like broken English-speaking kung fu police lady and trash-talking rage mode rapper. When you whack a level 15 zombie with a critical hit from your spiteful homemade cleaver, damage and XP numbers flood the screen to numerically indicate just how much ass you're kicking. Fun? Maybe so. But it sure as hell isn't anything remotely close to poignant.
Number 2. Project Natal trailer.
Once, not so long ago, we wanted to be controllers. Chalk it up to naivete, a thirst to go beyond the wheeze waggle, or more likely, this utter Decepticon of a trailer. Before the Kinect failed to properly register our lithe skeletons, the Natal was whispering promises of proper gesture-based control, voice recognition that goes beyond being a surrogate remote control, and the ability to scan skateboards. What we got was flailing, spotty fidelity, and Skittles.
So, you've come back for more, Ian.
Yep, let's do it.
This should be good.
Number 1. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty E3 2001 trailer.
Anticipation for Snake's latest adventure was at an all-time high back at E3 2001, when we were treated to an amazing 9-minute showcase of Sons of Liberty, the final look we would get at the game before release. When the game finally arrived, it was business as usual through the early parts of the game, but then came the twist. You played as newcomer Raiden for a majority of the game, reducing Snake to a secondary role. Kojima pulled a fast one on everybody, leaving many fans in disbelief. It was Kojima's greatest deception, one that earned him his infamous reputation for playing with fans' expectations. Nowadays we know better, but who knows when Trollgima will strike next. See this and other GT shows and game reviews on the GT Originals iOS app, available now on the App Store.